Hi, it's Mr. H. Today we'll look at line 5 of the level 5 rhythms. First, I'll demonstrate. Ready? Go. Ta, 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 ta. If you were able to follow along with that, go ahead and try it yourself. And don't forget to do it on your instrument on one note. If you'd like a little more help with this line, keep watching this video and we'll look at it one measure at a time. In order to understand line 5, make sure you've already learned how to do line 4. Line 5 follows line 4, so it's very important that you can do line 4 already. If you need to, watch the video for line 4 before proceeding with this video. This video introduces the dotted quarter note. The definition of a dotted quarter note is that it is equal to 3/8 notes. So when you see a dotted quarter note, it is equal to 3/8 notes. So if we were looking just at the dotted quarter note, we would just think of it as ta, so that's 3/8 notes. And if you just want to think of it as 3/8 note beats. So that's a dotted quarter note. If we now look back at the line above us on line 4, you'll notice that that's what we spent a lot of time working on. We worked right here on 3 quarter notes. So in reality, a dotted quarter note would be just like this. So you could think of a dotted quarter note exactly the same. Furthermore, there's 1/8 note left over here, and that would be the equivalent of this 8th note here. So we have a dotted quarter note plus an 8th note, and that is really the rhythm we're trying to learn. If you remember, we also talked about this being a 2-beat rhythm. So we had mentioned looking at it like this. So whenever you see a dotted quarter note, there'll usually be an 8th note paired with it, at least for right now. And this rhythm, once again, would be ta, ta. That last 8th note is on the upbeat. So we have down, up, down, up. Ta, ta. If we go back and look at this whole measure, we've already learned about this from the lines above, and we'd like you to continue to look at this as a 2-beat rhythm. So the beats are, that's the first beat, second beat. Now here's also where it gets interesting. There's another down there. So if we look at it this way, it's ta, 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 ta. if you understand this first rhythm, this first measure, then you'll be able to understand everything else in this line, I think. So it's very important that you review this and make sure you know how this goes. I'll perform it one time slowly for you again. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. And if we do that with the metronome, ready, and go. Ta, 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 ta. We'll talk more about dotted quarter notes as we move on. As I said, you'll want to know how to do this measure really well. If not, just keep reviewing it. In this second measure, if we just think about our eighth notes again, there's two eighth notes in a quarter note. This is an eighth note, this is an eighth note. There's two eighth notes in this quarter note. That's an eighth note, that's an eighth note. So what we have here again are three eighth notes, and we know that three eighth notes are the same as a dotted quarter note. So once again, we can think of this rhythm or this part of the song right here would be a dotted quarter note. And if we expand this out a little bit more, now we're looking at two beats, and the eighth note at the end would be the same as an eighth note. So this rhythm is also the same as a dotted quarter eighth note. Ta, ta. Three eighth notes, that makes up a dotted quarter note, and then we have one eighth note left, that's the eighth note. Once again, we should be moving our fingers up and down, and so that's how that will work if you're tapping your finger. Ta, ta. So the interesting thing about a dotted quarter note, at least when it starts on the beat, is that, again, if we count the downs, there's a downbeat there, there's a downbeat there. So the dotted quarter note has two downs in it. You can think of the last eighth note right here is just coming after this down. So there's a lot of ways to think about dotted quarter notes. Hopefully one of these will work for you. If we try it one more time with the metronome, just starting here. Ta, ta. We can try this rhythm from the beginning now. Ta, 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 ta. I'd also like to just take a second to continue to look at this measure, because going back to the two beats that we have, if you look closely, you'll notice that these are very, very similar. For example, there's a quarter note here and a quarter note here. Then we have two eighth notes and two eighth notes. So the only difference between these two rhythms is the tie. The first beat, half of the measure, is ta, 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 and the second half of the measure is ta, ta. And if we just write in the tas for this, the quarter note is ta, because it's two eighth notes. Then we have ta, ta. Then this quarter note is ta, but we've tied it together, so we're going to add another tied note to that, and then a ta. So once again, ta, ta, ta. ta, ta. Even though they sound really different and feel really different, the only thing that's changing it is that tie right there. So take your time and make sure you understand this measure before moving on. But we will now continue on to the third measure. The third measure is made up of dotted quarter eighth notes. And as I said, we're looking at it as a two-measure group, so we're thinking of it connected. Not just a dotted quarter note, but also the eighth note. So we have the same rhythm twice in a row. We have 3 eighth notes in the dotted quarter note. Of course, those are connected. And then we have 1 eighth note, and then 3 eighth notes in the dotted quarter note, like that. If we wanted this to look like some of the measures we've done before, we could actually turn these into eighth notes, and that would be in a tie. And we would do the same thing here. And remember that another way to look at this, and I hope it's not confusing to you, but the 2 quarter notes, the 2 eighth notes are equal to a quarter note. So these 2 eighth notes are a quarter note. Then we have one more eighth note, which we can write like 1 eighth note. And then we have 1 eighth note left over here. And since this is 3 eighth notes, those are connected. So all I'm really trying to show you here is that there are multiple ways of thinking of the same thing. What we're really trying to understand is the dotted quarter eighth note. If we were to perform this, it would go ta, 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 ta. And if we move backwards, you'll see that we're really just doing the same rhythm over and over. So this rhythm here is the same as the dotted quarter eighth note. If we start here, and we will, you'll notice it just sort of repeats over and over. Ta, 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 ta. And what I notice is once people get the hang of that, it's not so bad. But then we have to mix in the quarter note and 2 eighths. And that's kind of different. That changes things up. So let's try it from here. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. And just one last tip. In order to really understand the dotted quarter note, we have to remember that there's 2 eighth notes in a quarter note. So the quarter note has 2 eighth notes. The dotted quarter note is 3 eighth notes, and we're always counting eighth notes. Feel free to practice that more on your own. We'll move ahead, though, to the last measure. Once again, thinking about this as a group of 2 beats now. That's the first group of 2 beats. And that's the second group of 2 beats. This would be ta, 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 ta. Hopefully you noticed we did 3 eighth notes there. I'd like to do this one more time, just marking where the downs are. So remembering 2 eighth notes are in one beat, and then a quarter note, And here's, once again, where it gets tricky. There's 2 downs as part of that dotted quarter note. So this 8th note comes after the down. So if we sort of concentrate just on the downs, ta, 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 ta. So now we have to put these individual measures together into a full rhythm line. Make sure you understand each individual measure first. I'll leave the boxes up so that we can keep thinking of this as a 2-beat rhythm pattern. And we'll start here. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Make sure you understand that before adding the measure before it. Let's try it starting here now and moving all the way to the end. Ready and go. Ta, 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 ta. And finally, we'll want to do the entire line. Let's make it a little bigger. All right, starting here, ready and go. Ta, 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 ta. And let's do it just one last time with the metronome. Ready and go. Ta, 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 ta. All right, how did you do? If you didn't quite get it this time, don't worry about it. Just come back to it another day. It can take several days to learn a complicated line of music. And also feel free to go back and review individual measures that may be giving you trouble before putting it all back together as one long line. Okay, good job. I hope that helped, and we'll see you next time.